Okay, so what if you could go from just an idea to a real AI app that actually makes you money in a single weekend? And get this, without writing a single line of code. Well, that's not some far-off dream. It's the exact plan we're going to break down right now.
Yep, you heard that right. The promise is as bold and simple as it gets. Launch a paid AI product this weekend. And we're not just talking theory here, okay? This is a real actionable framework to take you from zero to your very first sale.
You know, for the longest time, building software was, well, it was a grind. We're talking months of work, you needed a team of developers, and it cost thousands of dollars. But the game has totally changed. We're looking at a brand new reality now, one where you can build something in just a weekend, with absolutely zero coding, for basically nothing.
So how is this even possible, right? Well, it all comes down to the engine, your no-code AI stack. It's really just 3 simple tools that do all the heavy lifting for you. First up, we've got Google AI Studio. The easiest way to think about it is like ChatGPT, but honestly with a superpower. Instead of just getting answers, you describe the app you want to build, and it actually helps you create the logic and a working interface for it. This is the thing that builds the core of your app.
Okay, so once your app is built, it needs a home on the internet, right? That's where Vercel comes in. Think of it like Dropbox for your app. You just put your app there, and Vercel basically gives it superpowers, putting it online so anyone, anywhere in the world can get to it with a simple link. It's that easy.
And finally, the big question, how do you get paid? That's where Gumroad comes in. This is your entire checkout system, your customer manager, it's all rolled into one. People go to your page, they pay, and they get access to your app automatically. Gumroad handles everything else, the payments, the receipts, it's just incredibly simple.
Now, here's the crucial point. This whole method doesn't magically eliminate the work, right? It just shifts where you put your effort. So instead of spending all your time coding, your job is now to find a really good problem to solve and then, do the marketing to get it in front of the right people. That's the new game. Okay, let's get into the blueprint. This is the 4-step plan that'll take you from just an idea to a live product that's actually making money, and you can do it in hours.
It all breaks down into 4 really clear steps. First, you've got to pick a super specific niche problem. Second, you build the app with just a simple text prompt. Third, you deploy it to the web, literally with 1 click. And fourth, you sell it using Gumroad. That's it. That's the entire playbook.
So, what does building with a prompt actually look like? I mean, what does that even mean? Well, let's take a real example, an app called Launchlines. The prompt is literally just this text you see here. It's a simple description of what the app should do, who it's for, SaaS founders, and what kind of results it should give. It's way less like coding and a lot more like giving really clear instructions to a super smart assistant. And from your customer's point of view, none of this back-end stuff matters at all. They'll never see Google AI Studio or Vercel or any of that. All they see is a professional-looking tool that solves a problem for them. They pay, they get access, and it just works. It feels just like any other piece of software they'd buy.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about the reality here. Let's talk about making your first sales. Because building the tool is one thing, but what can you actually, realistically expect to make from this?
So if you've got a well-targeted product, your first goal doesn't have to be some massive, crazy number. Look at this, $740. That's a totally realistic amount you could make from your first 1,000 targeted visitors. This isn't a lottery ticket, it's an achievable first milestone. And here's exactly how the math on that works. It's super simple. You get 1,000 people from your specific niche to check out your page. A tiny fraction of them, just 2%, decide to buy your tool for a pretty reasonable price, say $37. Boom, that's $740. The math is simple, it's transparent, it's doable.
So, what does that journey to a more sustainable income look like over time? Well, as you can see here, the timelines are pretty realistic. Even if you're starting from scratch with zero audience, your first $100 a month could be just a couple of months away. Now, if you already have a small following, that path to $500 or even $1,000 a month gets a whole lot faster. Okay, let's get real for a second about the biggest challenge. Because honestly, building the app, that's the easy part now. The truly hard part, and this is where most people get stuck, is distribution. It's getting people to actually find and pay for what you made. So let's dive into the most common mistakes you need to avoid.
I like to call these the 4 horsemen of the no-code apocalypse. These are the mistakes that will absolutely stop you in your tracks. First, building a generic tool for everyone, which means it's really for no one. Second, skipping validation. Basically, you build something you think is cool, but nobody actually wants to pay for it. Third is underpricing out of fear. Charging $5 for something that provides way more value. And the last one, and this is the biggest one, publishing your app and then just ghosting. You do nothing to promote it.
So the real key here is to completely change your mindset. The most successful creators, they don't bet the farm on one single perfect idea. No way. Instead, they treat every single app like a small experiment. The goal isn't to launch one flawless product. The real goal is to launch, say, 2 to 4 of these small, focused tools over a year and let the market tell you what it actually wants. Which brings us to the final, and I think the most important question for you. Forget about trying to build the next billion-dollar startup. Just forget that for now. Instead, ask yourself this. What's one small, annoying problem that you or people you know have to deal with every single week that you could solve with a simple AI tool this weekend? Because the answer to that question, well, that could be your first product.